Hello and welcome to another video of Meta Ads Mastery course, and it's a new section and it's a very important section. We call it Meta Ads Lab, where basically now you have an idea of all the campaign types and functionalities, settings, and we discuss some strategies as well. Now we will focus on how do I or we at Senator We Run Ads approach different meta campaigns. So when we get a client, what do we do from getting the client, talking to them for the first time until we set up a campaign for them, and step by step we will show you what are the different processes until we set up the campaign and what are the decisions we make. Now this is a very important section because if you overall look, there are not many major types of clients for which you have to learn how to think basically. So there is, let's say, lead generation high ticket, lead generation low ticket, e-commerce low ticket, e-commerce high ticket, awareness, some want bookings, WhatsApp campaigns. So we will discuss most of them. But what I want you to understand is not just to look at, if I get an exact client, how do I approach it? I want you to understand the process of thinking and decision making and all those things. And when we discuss enough case studies, you will be equipped with that thinking if you are a beginner and if you have never worked on a strategy as such. But for now, you have amazing fundamental knowledge about meta ads. So this should really be interesting for you. Now, today the brand we are talking about is Veltrax Gear. So the first brand we chose is we searched online and we came across this brand, Veltrax. So they basically are an e-commerce website who sell backpacks mainly and sling bags as well, and they don't have much very big product line. It's just they have one backpack, and when it comes to sling bags they just have one. That's it. Very sweet, very straightforward. Okay, so when we get a client, they say they want to work with us on meta ads campaigns or overall. Obviously for Google ads we'll discuss in the Google ads course. In this we'll just talk about meta ads. The first thing we do is basically we have this campaign brief template. If you're watching this lesson on our website, under this lesson you will have this template which you can use for yourself as well. It's a very detailed one. For this one I have just kept the important parts. Now we go on a discovery call and we ask them some important questions. We either make notes or we send them a template and ask them to fill. Any which ways, this is the most important information we get. The first thing is, what's the brand? We know this. Campaign initiative launch. This is very important. They have never run advertising. They just started the product line and this is a launch. Nobody knows about the brand. And market and language, they want to target English speaking, and the market they're selling currently in US only. Okay. Let's assume this. Campaign dates, it'll be always on and primary owner always, approvers not any. Total media budget is, they're saying initially we are going to spend $7,000 per month. Okay, cool. Creative production budget, client is the production owner, AI tools budget approved. So the client said we will produce the videos, but if you need any AI tools to create some static ads or UGC ads or whatever, we will provide budgets for that, but no production, whatever. Competitors, direct and indirect. See, all this information comes from them. You ask them this. Sometimes they will give you a lot of information, but you just note down the important one here. Competitors, direct and indirect. Direct, they technically don't have any significant ones which we could find online or they know of. But indirect is the North Face, Oakley, Jack Wolfskin, all these, because they create the products they have, which we will know about. Now we ask them, tell us about your brand. They give a lot of information. Then you basically take out the important parts from that. What's important for us to know here is Veltrax started as a family business from co-founders who are outdoor sports enthusiasts and travel lovers. They started Veltrax Gear to create high utility backpacks, functional with premium material, no design gimmicks, made in the USA, lifetime warranty. That's the story. They'll give you a lot of information, but this is what is important for us in terms of marketing perspective, right? Okay, primary business outcome. Okay, what do you want? They don't want to position themselves as the best brand in the US and all. They're straightforward. We have $7,000 to spend. We need to work on a strategy where we basically generate sales. Initially less, of course, they understand, but eventually we need to reach a point where the ROAS is positive. We spend on marketing and we get more sales. That's it. Simple, straightforward. No branding, no awareness, no positioning. That's it. It's a small brand. Okay, Meta's role in the wider channel mix, very important to understand. Demand creation, capture and retargeting and market entry, everything. In certain cases, you will work with SaaS platforms. They will say Meta's role in our overall strategy or overall channel mix is just to retarget users who have been to our website from where we generate demand mostly from LinkedIn. Meta is we just reach out to them on Instagram just to keep them busy and be top of mind. This is very important to understand when you're working specifically on Meta. What is basically the objective. Okay. Once we understand about the brand, the launch, their plans, etc., then the second important thing in our brief, which again comes from the client. Sometimes you help them calculate, but it comes from the client, is unit economics, where you need to understand first. Okay, for this kind of brand, average order value, deal value is $200, because we saw they have just one backpack for now, which is around $229, and sling bag is for $69. So basically they focus more on backpacks. So the average comes around $200. Okay, source confidence. If it was not a new brand, then they will give you information about, from last 3 months, this is the average order value, and you write here from the CRM, backend, sales dashboard, whatever. It's very important to understand here, like what is the source and how confident are you about, okay? In certain cases, you will see, okay, average order value is X based on the backend. Average order value, specifically orders coming from Meta, is this. Then you will add one more column, say source. Meta adds confidence not as high as the sales backend dashboard. Okay, gross margin, they'll give you 45% is our gross margin if somebody buys a bag for $229. Let's assume they say $45 is our gross profit. Break-even ROAS is what they are saying is, if we spend $100 and we generate $400 of sale from Meta, we are break even, no profit, no loss, because from that $400, our profit is that $100. So it's break even. If you make our ROAS is 5, then we have basically a profit of $100. So this comes from them, or sometimes you help them to calculate. Repeat purchase, LTV window, not any, because it's a new brand. Refund cancellation rate, 10%, sales capacity per week. This is very important to understand, because refund cancellation rate you need to consider in terms of ROAS and all. Sales capacity per week is $600, because you need to understand what is their capacity. Sometimes they'll be like, no, when we get an order, we make every bag. So in a week, we can do 10 bags, and you create a plan for 100 sales, give them a budget. This is very important to understand. Break-even ROAS tolerance is basically what they're saying is, okay, we understand we are a new brand. We cannot go with 5 ROAS from day one. Sometimes you need to explain to them, okay, we need to have a buffer. We cannot guarantee 5 ROAS from day one. So how much time do we have before you tell us now we need to be above break even? So they said 2 months. Until 2 months, we spend $7,000 per month, which is $14,000. It's okay. We won't ask you, okay, we spent $14,000. Why are we not generating more than $14,000 worth of sale, or more than $28,000 or $56,000 or whatever? So 2 months, they understand we need to create campaign, understand, test, and then optimize, and then we will be able to push beyond ROAS. Until then, they are basically ready to lose this money. $14,000 for 2 months. And this is very important. Some clients will be like, no. Why are you saying that we'll give you 1 week? No, this needs to be at least 2 months, 3 months. In certain cases, you tell them 4 months. Maximum daily spend is how much they can spend daily, because in certain cases, they will have a budget, and you can tell them, let's run a launch campaign for 1 week and spend all the $7,000. So they're saying, no, we can spend $4,000. In certain cases, the clients will be like, oh, based on the strategy, we don't mind, whatever. So this is very important, okay? This is for this specific. Maybe for lead generation businesses, there are some other metrics we want to know, but for this, that's it. Once we understand the brand, once we understand this, then comes competitive advertising audit. Based on the competitors, they tell you what you have to do is, this is your time to act. You first need to do research. This is how I approach. I will do a bit of brand research. I will check their product pages. I will go here. I will see, okay, somebody wants to buy this. Okay, these are the images. Nice. It's decent. It's not bad. One thing is then not much reviews. If somebody comes here, for example, let's see backpacks. $29 backpack, not very cheap, but then again, only 3 reviews. I might be a bit reluctant as an end user to say, why don't I go and buy Jack Wolfskin or North Face or Patagonia or anything? Because I'll get same price, I'll get a bag which I know quality and all, but here, okay, this is the first thing I observed. Otherwise, design wise, it's good. Description, everything looks fine, it's decent. So what I'm trying to show you is, based on this brief, you have to understand and note down a lot of things. So when I do product pages, product reviews, I saw, okay, yeah, I keep a note. Okay, one problem. Social media comments, I will go to their social media pages when they post, and I will see what are people talking about. Is it a warm community, cold community? Are people saying we didn't like the design or whatever, it's very expensive? It's very important. Customer support questions, because it's a new brand. Otherwise, we can ask them what kind of questions you get. Return reasons, previous winning creatives, frequently purchased products. They just have 2, but it's very important to understand. Then I will do customer research. Why people start searching for the product. It's not specific to them, but overall, why does somebody want to buy a backpack? Maybe I'm going for a trip. Maybe I like backpacks. I buy watches, backpacks out of hobby. Some people like to collect. Some people want to gift someone. Somebody maybe might be traveling, and all those things. Basically, you have to understand. You can use ChatGPT for all this, or Gemini or Claude, and tell them this is the product. Why do you think people might buy? So basically, to understand, right? For example, if I get a client who does basement fit outs in Canada, I have never been to Canada. I don't understand what does somebody go through before they look for a basement fit out company. Maybe in Canada, all the new house buyers, they buy a house and the basement is not fit out. Maybe it's just very specific to Canada or certain city, Toronto or whatever. I don't know this. So you need to research these kind of things, right? Okay, then I'll be like, oh, so all the new home buyers, they look for them, right? See, I didn't know this. You have to research about this on ChatGPT and other AI tools and understand why. What are the current use instead? What frustrates them? What creates urgency? All of them, right? And then I'll do computer research. Very important. I'll go to Meta Ads library, computer websites, their product page, and see if they're doing something good, which we can include as well, or they're creative. So you can go to Meta Ads library and check for your competitors, product wise, and etc. And just overall get used to this industry. If you have never worked for this kind of industry, get used to it. Understand. It gives you a lot of ideas. Just note down. Oh, this is very interesting. This creative from this company. This is very interesting. This is very interesting. Just get familiar basically with this industry. There are such specific tools, for example, Superscale here. I was just checking out, but I don't know. I'm not able to log into the paid account. So they just help you, right? You can run research about top performing ads in this category, which is the backpacks. And it actually gave me something, but it's not a paid account. Otherwise it shows like, see, it checked all these brands here, and it'll give you an idea about their competitors as well, which they don't know. Maybe they are in some other geography. So Peak Design, I know, and it generally gives report. But even if you don't have access to this, if you have access or if you have budget to research on this, it will make your job easy. Otherwise, Facebook ad library is good as well. So it will basically give you ideas, which is very, very important. Remember guys, we are researching about when I receive a new client request about Meta Ads, what steps do I do before I set up the campaign and how do I set up the campaign. End of it, I will show you exactly how will we set up the campaign for this brand. Everything. Okay, once you're done with this, you have done note making and all, spend good time here, 1 day, 2 days. The second important thing is market, consumer and demand. Now, I want you to understand very, very important. 2 years ago, if I was doing this project, after the research, the next thing I would do is what are the audiences we could target? Oh, in market, in Meta, we have people interested in outdoor gear. We have interested in bags. Now that step you can ignore. That's not needed. But instead of that, what you do is situation. You don't understand audiences. Oh, they are in market for bags. You understand why would somebody buy a bag? Before it was audiences because they are in market anyways, they're looking. Now you need to understand. So it starts with something called customer situation. I talk a lot about this in 2020-26. Now, broadly, because before the video, I just sit on this for like 30-40 minutes. So maybe I missed some of them, but broadly, these are the customer situations why somebody would want to buy our bag, why they are our prospect customer. The first one, traveler likely going for a trip. Okay, somebody going for a trip, they might want to buy our bag. Don't worry about how we are going to target them, but just mind map this. Customer replacing a backpack after cheap zippers, straps or fabric failed. They bought a bag and they're not happy with it, so they might want a new bag. Professionals who move between commuting, airports, short work trips. Me, for example, last 3 months I've been traveling so much, and to be honest, because I already had 3 backpacks and one of them I had to change. I was like, no, this is not working. Work and workout professionals, very important. For example, currently I'm in Dubai. When I go to the gym, most of the people, if I go in the morning, they come out of the gym and they have a bath and they change to workwear and they go to office from there. If I'm targeting US, same thing. Germany, same thing. A lot of people used to do this. So if I'm targeting these locations, I know these are the people who would want to buy our bag, because our bag is such, because I researched a bit more about the bag. I saw the bag and all those things. So It's ideal for these people who just leave in the morning, both work and workout gear in the bag. There is a compartment where you can keep wet clothes from the gym, and there's a compartment separated where you can keep the laptop, earpods, whatever, lunch, whatever. Someone wants to gift anyone who is on the move, outdoor enthusiast. For example, my friends, my family, they know I like hiking. If they ever want to gift me something, of course they would be like, yeah, bag is a good option. Right? So you have to mind map all these customer situations and what would be the trigger, what would be the barrier. For example, traveler likely to going for a trip, can Veltrex be the perfect bag for me? It is his barrier before they will be like, yeah, this bag is good for me. So proof needed. You have to mind map this because the outcome of this will be what other creatives will be working on. Real packing, and this is very important. This is the most important part of the strategy. This is the heart of the strategy. Once you have this figured out, everything is easy. Real packing demonstration, airline sizer test, exact packing list. So you show. So meaning these are the kind of communication and ads we need to focus on for this situation. You show them real packing demonstration. Oh, see, so much stuff goes into this bag. Passport, keys, iCards, one section, this, so many clothes. You can have 3 shorts, 4 t-shirts, 3 socks, whatever, underwear. In this bag, you can have a laptop, earpod, and XYZ. You show them comparison against suitcase. Suitcase is bulky, but if you carry this backpack, which is easy to carry, whatever, all of this stuff can go into this. It can be video, right? I'm just giving you ideas to mind map. This is the step where you discuss who is the audience and what can be the ads. Everything else is easier. Exact packing, comparison against suitcase, laptop, bag, customer travel reviews, whatever. For example, this guy who is disappointed with his bag. They want to change the bag because the previous bag was cheap, whatever. His barrier would be whether Veltrex is worth $229. I purchased the bag already. Am I going to waste this money again? $229 is not a small amount. Here, this guy will be convinced if you show him ads where you basically show fabric abrasion and tears test, zipper and stitching close-ups, load carry test. You show him, let's see, I'm carrying 20 kilos in this bag and whatever. You show him how Veltrex uses different kind of fabrics and proprietary material, YKK zippers with the limited lifetime warranty. That's it. And made in the USA. See, this is from their brief. This is very important here. Because if you are in US, and there's an emotional thing about it as well. I have seen it in many campaigns. If you say made, manufactured and designed in the US, a lot of people are very concerned about all the products coming from outside US, people losing jobs. They have this thing, designed and manufactured in US, premium material, whatever. So once you have this thing done, or for example, someone wants to gift anyone, their barrier is it a good gift in the US? And if you show them made in the USA, you tell them the brand story. There's an interesting brand. It's 2 brothers who founded this brand. It's not a commercial brand. They design, they manufacture, and you show founder-led stories. They're like, yeah, okay, this brand has a story. It's a very good gift actually. It will not be the same if they give North Face bag, right? This has a story. Oh, this is made in US. If it's in the same state, oh, actually this bag is designed and manufactured in Atlanta, whatever. So once you have this figured out, maybe if I spend 1 more hour, I will add 3 more situations. Maybe I'm missing out on a very important one, but okay, this is how you do it. Okay, now once you have this sorted out, the next thing is offer, strategy and messaging. Now I have to think what has to be the offer. Offer is not very important for this brand because if it was a service like an agency, lawyer, whatever other kind of service, this is product focused. So offer is really like not most important thing here because your offer can be broad. You don't have to, it's not a complicated thing where you provide a solution. It's a bag. Okay. Now, offer strategy here is simple. You have a situation, you deduct a problem from it. What will be the desired outcome? What is the product promise? Proof for your promise. And basically based on this, you have the offer. So every ad you create, you need to understand this. For example, work and workout. This guy, what is the situation? They go to gym and then go to office from there. They might be interested to buy our bag. Okay. The problem is disorganized or carrying 2 bags because I have seen people carrying 2 different bags. That's the problem. Show if you're doing a video, start with this as a hook. a guy carrying 2 bags, frustrated. Then you show effortless organization demo transformation. In a video, you show, oh, now see with this bag, even if it's a static, you can show a line before, after, or there are many creative ways to do that. Then product promise, purpose built compartments. So, okay, you know what? This is built for exactly one of these situations. See, the design is keeping this thing in mind. And then you do product demonstration, video or whatever. And then the offer here is lifetime warranty or free shipping. All of this and you get lifetime warranty and free shipping. Okay, we came up with one creative pillar. Similarly, you have to work on all situations. Some situations might demand having 2 different creatives and all. Hooks in most cases for this brand, what makes sense, I thought a lot about is frustrated moments. Every video ad has to start with frustrated moment, no matter which situation. For example, then situation recognition. You have to show, basically all the ads have to focus on before it was cluttered, uncomfortable, diagnosed, after it's organized, professional, ready, whatever. You got the point. Now, when it comes to creative pillars for this brand, what I'm thinking is, 1, there has to be transformation and product demonstrations. Don't go, I've seen a lot of people wondering all the time, okay, what other ad can we do? If you have creative pillars already decided, your life becomes easy. Okay, I'll create 1 from this, 2 from this category. Then there will be some ads which will be product focused. There'll be some ads which will be brand focused. I'll tell you why. Because one of the USPs initially, because we have less reviews, we need to talk about the brand, the story, and all those things. It's very important. And then even for one of the situations, for example, the gifting, we have to tell the brand story to make them feel like, yeah, it's a good gift. And then objection handling is very important, like the size, laptop compatibility, comfort, quality, shipping and returns, warranty, proof, customer reviews, durability demonstrations. We don't have many customer reviews, but we can focus on durability demonstrations, ratings of the material, whatever, guarantees, and then lifestyle. For this, lifestyle is very important because for the collectors, there are some people who, if they like a bag, if I see a watch and I go to their Instagram page or website, I feel like, oh, they're decent. I don't know about them, but they are very decent in Canada and all. If I like the design, lifestyle imagery, I'll buy it. Similarly, there are people who have the same feeling towards the bag. This is based on the limited research I have done. Maybe if you do a bit more research, if it's a real client for you, obviously you will know more. This is from 2-3 hours spending on this case study. I have all this information. Imagine if I spend a day and if I have someone from the team helping me. Okay, now once you have this sorted out, then we have the measurement and data readiness. I don't want to focus here. Basically, it's straightforward. Primary conversion for them is sale. Is it ready, yes. Before launching the campaign, you have to check. If add to cart, these are the 2 important parts in our campaign strategy, because in our campaigns, which will go next, we need these 2 events and we just need to check if they are ready before the launch. And then comes the most important part. Once you have all this figured out, how will I run campaigns for this? Okay. See, this is how I will approach the campaigns. Actually, I created this in here, so it's better I show it here. It's more clear. How will I do campaigns for this? Very important. Now, because it's such a new brand, if somebody directly sees an ad, $229 bag, they'll be like, most of the people will be like, why would I buy this? $229. Nobody has, maybe some people are like, oh, this is $229. What's their story? They go and they check and then they see there are 2 reviews only. Nobody has time to say, okay, no, maybe they have a good story and all. Nobody has time for that. So there needs to be very important, which is an awareness campaign. 30% of the budget initially will go there, and we will have a broad audience targeting like outdoor enthusiasts, whatever. And it will focus on engagements. What we'll do is we'll create demand. We will target mass audiences who are interested in outdoor traveling, whatever. And their narrative would be founder-led stories. Founder will sit. We'll ask him to sit, create a story. Why did they start the brand? What is the brand? What are the brand values? Like they told us in the brief, utility, functionality over design gimmicks. Okay, you know what? Actually, we are outdoor enthusiasts. We were 2 brothers. We wish there was a bag like this. And then we decided, let's design one. Let's create one. So that's how this brand came into being. We are basically based in here. We design and manufacture all our bags in the US. Maybe some factory shots, the local workers working on these, and the craftsmanship and the products they use and all those things. That will be the narrative. And then you target people with this, and they understand. This is very important. Before somebody buys a $229 bag, it's very important for them to basically have a connection with the brand and understand why it's $229. From there, what we'll do is, and of course, this will be optimized towards engagements. How many people engage with this? We'll focus on most people engage with this video. They watch the video, they comment, like, share, whatever. This is very important. Then we will have 160% budget allocated to an acquisition campaign, which will focus on the objective will be sales, and it will be optimized towards sales. And it will target two audiences. One, broad audiences. Again, we will try cold audiences as well, but one of the ad sets in this, there'll be two ad sets. One of the ad sets will target people who engaged with this campaign. It will be kind of a funnel. People engage with this campaign. After them, they will see ad here. So acquisition will have two ad sets, one targeting broad audiences, cold audiences, one targeting the people who engaged here, because we are kind of trying to generate a funnel. I'll show you how. Now the objective is here to capture the demand and turn product interest into purchases once they have shown interest and blah, blah, blah. And in here, we'll use transformation, demonstration, product focus, proof, lifestyle, objections, and catalog pillars. Catalog we did not discuss in the creative pillars because we will have to use catalog campaign as well here. So that's it. And the third one, then maybe it will start after few days. Once we start getting enough traffic, will be at the end of the month. Basically, we should have like 10% budget allocated to remarketing, targeting who visited the website from any of these two campaigns, or they added to the cart. We'll have two different ad groups, and then we will see which one is performing better if we have enough traffic in each of them, and then decide accordingly. And the objective of this will be sales as well. And in here, we will obviously focus on creative pillars, objection handling, reviews, guarantees, product comparison, catalog, and offer. We'll target different audiences. For this kind of brand, 0 to 7 day audiences, we'll target only people who have visited or added to cart in the last 7 days. And then other one is 0 to 14 days or 7 to 14. And then we'll see which audience is resonating more. And then accordingly, we will finalize our remarketing strategy basically. Now, what this will do is basically the wider scope will be this. But of course, we don't force people to go only through this journey. But the wider is people see the brand ad, the story ad, they get familiar with the brand, they engage, watch, and then they see our product ads on different creative pillars, which we discussed, and then they visit the website. They either buy directly or they don't buy. Then we target them through remarketing, and then they probably buy. Maybe in certain cases, someone will directly see our acquisition ad because we are targeting this campaign to cold audiences. They directly see, they don't add to cart and leave, they directly buy it, right? For this journey to complete, it's very important from the audit section that on their website, we tell them, guys, there might be some cold traffic as well. Our website needs to have brand story as well. So I would highly suggest them to have brand story here, like a very big brand story, like in text, video, whatever, creative or a milestone. New brand, definitely on the top. That is what I will focus on this section. See, that's how your research now, based on your paid media strategy, you might suggest them changes on their landing pages as well. Now, because again, whatever also the creative pillars we discussed, because you did a research on their product pages, you need to tell them, guys, we are focusing in our creative a lot about lifetime warranty and blah, 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 made in the US. Here you need to add that. You need to add made in the US in the features here, because the creative and the landing page need to speak the same language. So similarly, there are a lot of things that will happen here. And then once we have this create campaign ready, because now we know the situations, from there we know the creative pillars. Now we even know the hooks and the creatives we have to create. Once we're depending on how much scope you have, you create these, maybe 2 in each pillar, 3 in each pillar, 1 in each pillar, 3, 1 video, 1 static in each pillar, depending on what resources you have. But you can use some AI tools nowadays as well. For example, you know what? Superscale is one of the tools. I said, research the top trends in advertising backpack. Based on the research, create ads for this product. That's all I did. And see, it already gave me ideas. And then now I can say, okay, this one, can you please attach and edit? Can you add 1, 2, 3, these 3 points? Can you change the background? Whatever. So basically, as far as you have idea, creating something is very easy now. You can do it in Canva, whatever is easier for you. Now, once we have the creatives, now we have the campaign structure, the budget allocation, everything. And here you need to also understand, you need to talk to the client and tell them, listen, for this campaign, we need a founder story video. You have to shoot it. They need to do it. And then they can be like, yeah, okay, but you have to help them. No, you know what? In an ad, it needs to be 40 seconds. You need to focus on 1, 2, 3, 4 points. This is the rough script and all. And then you need to create that as well. So there is, if they say, no, we cannot, nobody in our team can do this video, you tell them, no, it's very important. And then you find alternatives maybe or whatever. But yeah, you, as a performance marketer now, you have to do all of these things, the landing pages, the creatives, whatever. And then once the campaign is launched, we already have some points here that testing and learning. So for example, one of the hypotheses, I'll be like, okay, awareness campaign generates enough traffic. The engagement campaign is actually the acquisition campaign with the ad set, which is targeted to engagers, is doing good. Okay, focus more budget on the engagement. Focus 40% of the budget. This is one test. Similarly, I'll add what will be the variable control success and how will we take the decision. And the second thing will be 5 pillars. We will, on the first month, the test is the hypothesis. There will be some creative pillars that will work, some that will not work. Okay, variable, skill, kill rate. At the end of the month, we will kill the 2 creative pillars that have the worst performance and add 1 more there, replace it, whatever. So all the testing, we define it, but for this purpose, because it's hypothetical, there's no need. And learning log, basically whoever is working on, as a strategist, you are working on, or you have someone in the team, they need to have all the dates here. On this date, we changed this worked, this didn't work, so that basically you add on the learnings and all. And then optimization scaling rules, you need to understand, okay, you know what? One rule is if we have ROAS 4 in the first month, we increase the budget to $9,000 per month. We increase the budget to this. We increase, if a particular ad is doing good, we create a new campaign, winning ads, and we add it there with unlimited budget with ROAS targeting of 5, target ROAS. So all of them, optimization and scaling rules, you need to add there, and then you're ready to launch. So strategy, yes, ready, creative, ready, campaign, ready, tracking, ready, landing page, ready, everything is ready. Okay, this is the client's name, sign off, okay, and you go live. And that's it for this one. If you like it, let me know so we can create more of this. But to be honest, that's the next steps in Meta Ads course. We have discussed all the technicalities. Now it's focused. Now let's focus a lot on actual work and how we approach that. Thank you so much, and I will see you in the next one.